Hi there, and welcome to the wonderful world of chocolate at home. My name's Fiona, and over the next few videos I'm going to show you how to make brilliant chocolate results from the comfort of your own kitchen. We've got a range of brilliant kits that will make life so easy for you. We're going to be making truffles, canapes, breakup bars, and even a range of lollipops for the children. So do join me for the next few videos. If you want to see more about what we can offer you, then please do go online at www.chocolate-at-home.co.uk for more information. I'm going to be showing you how to make the most amazing chocolate truffles. Now, these are real gourmet chocolate lovers' delights. We're going to be making 21 truffles and we're going to be using Madagascan chocolate. And here's how I'm using the chocolate at home kits. So here it is. I think you'll agree they look phenomenal actually. I think they make fantastic gifts for other people, but you can buy these for yourselves and you can keep them in, and if you're having a dinner party or if you just want a luxurious treat, then these are perfect for any time really. Now if I turn the box over, you'll be able to see there's a whole list of ingredients and everything that's included within the box. The only things that you're going to need are things that we've got around our own kitchens. So I've got a pair of scissors, a fork, a spoon, a spatula. We need a couple of baking tins, a little plate, a jug, and a couple of bowls. So let's have a look inside, shall we? So taking the cover off, let's have a look inside this box. Open it up. Fantastic. Now, the first thing you find is your chocolate at home leaflet. Now this contains all the details on making the truffles, so it's really important that you adhere to these guidelines. I'm going to show you today, but do have a good read through, understand your microwave and understand how to melt your chocolate. Let's see inside. Now what I love is this lovely packaging in here. Let's move the box. I think these make great gifts because they're so beautifully packaged inside and out. Open them up. Oh wow, this looks great. Inside this kit we've got several different chocolates and I'm going to show you which is which. Now the small little buttons here, what we call callets in the trade, this is the Madagascan chocolate. Now it is a single origin. It has the most wonderful berry fruit notes that come through and you'll be able to taste that within your truffle mixture, or ganache as we call it. Next to that we have a larger button here. Now this is what we're going to dip our chocolates into when we've finished, so you don't need to confuse those. You can tell the difference quite easily. Then we have little chocolate flakes, and once we've dipped our chocolate truffles we're going to roll them into the chocolate flakes. And here I've got the truffle shells. They're all wrapped, they're in plastic, and they're all carefully packaged so that they'll come to you in a perfect state. And finally, underneath here, we've got our piping bag for piping our truffles. I'm going to show you now how to make the ganache center. So the first thing you need is a jug, and you need some whipping cream or double cream. Now you need 100 ml of this, so pour it into the jug. And we need to heat this up now to probably a minute or 2 minutes to just above boiling point, but don't overdo it. Once the cream is hot, we can move on to our chocolate. So take the little buttons, which is the single origin Madagascan chocolate, take the top off, and using a small plastic bowl, pour them in and then heat them in the microwave. Don't forget, use your instructions to check with your microwave how to melt this. Okay, I think my chocolate is there. This is the Madagascan chocolate. You can probably see we've still got a few little lumps in there, but that's okay because the cream is hot, and once it's all amalgamated, we'll be able to make our ganache mixture. I'm going to pour my cream in, and then I'm going to carefully stir this. Now, I would say don't actually beat this or use a hand blender. It is better to just gently stir this round. The cream is going to melt any of the last little bits of chocolate that are still solid, and we should be able to see a beautiful ganache appearing in the center. Yep, there it is. Now this is so silky smooth, it's going to taste absolutely delicious. Just takes a few moments. Don't be in too much of a rush. Just take the time it needs just to make sure everything is incorporated. There we go. Can you see this is all blending beautifully? Just turning it over, folding it, got that lovely sheen to it, and we're nearly there. Now, once you've got a little bit proficient, the next time you buy the kit, you can put lots of beautiful flavourings into this. You could put cardamom into it, a little bit of alcohol into it, but do have a look online at the Chocolate at Home website for more ideas on what to do. This is a little bit on the warm side at the moment, so I need to let this sit on the side until it's cooled down to probably about 50 degrees, just so that it's just a little bit on the cool side when you feel the base, and then we're ready to pipe our truffles. So the next stage is to fill our truffle shells, and they come in this little protective wrapper, and then over the top of the shells you can see there is another protective layer as well. Now this is recyclable, so you don't need that, and you can see they're lovely and glossy. Now these are professional chocolate truffle shells, and this will ensure that you get great results from your kits. Leave them in that bottom tray because that's perfect for piping. Now, how to pipe? Well, I've got a jug, and the top tip is to take your piping bag and fold down the top quarter of your piping bag like so, and then place your piping bag into the jug, and the folded edge goes over the top of the jug. Go back to your ganache mixture and then just spoon it all in. Now it's so precious. This is our single origin Madagascan. We really need to make sure every last little bit comes out of our bowl. You can lick the spatula if you want. And then take your bag, give it a little shake, find the folds on the bag, and then squeegee with your fingers all the mixture right down. Now I'm trying to eliminate any air bubbles that you might have within the mixture. We don't want any air bubbles once they go into the truffle shells. Give it a twist, and you need to make sure that you've got lots of nice pressure on here because that will ensure that you get good results. Now I've twisted it all up. If you've got warm hands, keep your palms away from the mixture because it's going to make it runny and melted. So just use your fingertips. Take a pair of scissors and just take off. We only need a small amount off here, so I would say about ½ centimetre. And just take it off away from your truffle shells so you don't get a little bit of plastic in one of them. That won't be too nice. And then holding it upright, I'm going to place the whole of the piping bag right down to the bottom of the truffle shell, and I'm going to carefully squeeze with my fingertips. Now this will make sure that all of that truffle shell is filled and that there are no air pockets in there. Just keep squeezing and you'll see that it will just come up to the top. Just bring it up as you see that filling, and then when you get to the top, just make sure you've got a little dome on the top just to keep that sphere shape, otherwise you're going to end up with a little flat end to it. To start with, you're going to find that it's a little bit on the tricky side, so just take a little bit of time with it, but after you've done 2 or 3 you'll find it's really quite easy. Once the bag goes a little bit floppy, once you've taken some truffle out of it, just give the bag another little twist so that you've got some nice pressure on that bag, and then continue on with your filling of your truffles. There we are. It's a nice one to do with a glass of wine. That's my top tip. So here I am on my last 3 truffles. These are filled beautifully. And you can see that the last few, you really start to speed up as you gain a little bit of confidence in what you're doing. There we are. Now when you're done, just give them a little bit of a shake just to settle them, and a bit of a tap. So now that I've filled these are ready to go into the fridge, and they should be ready in about 30 minutes. My truffles have now been in the fridge for about 25 minutes, and they're going to need about 30 minutes to actually set them properly. So I think it's time to actually get our dipping chocolate melted. So I'm picking up the pack with the large buttons in. Take the top off and pop them into your plastic bowl. And then follow your guidelines and pop them in the microwave, and let's get these melted. Okay, our chocolate should be ready to stir. Now it's just come out, it's had its first melt, and it's quite warm. You might be able to see, I can just show you here that you can see there's still lots of little lumps in here. This is quite normal. The hotter chocolate is going to start melting the solid chocolate. Now the important thing here is not to be tempted to put this back into the microwave and heat it up any further, because what you're going to find is that you're going to get either burnt chocolate or poor chocolate results when you've finished your kits. So stir this for a full minute, keep it going, and you'll see that it will just start to loosen up as we go along. Do remember, refer to your guidelines and your microwave guidelines in your leaflets. So I've been stirring this for a minute. As you can see, it's started to melt really well, and I'm now going to pop this back in the microwave for its final blast. Okay, our chocolate should be ready, so I'm going to take it out of the microwave for the second time, and you can see it's a complete difference now. Do follow those guidelines and do check that microwave. I cannot urge you enough to keep an eye on it. So what I'm going to do is now stir this chocolate for 2 to 3 minutes, and what this is going to do is it's going to cool it down. Any little lumps that are still left in here unmelted will melt down, but that stirring will help to cool your chocolate enough so that it is ready to use. Please don't think that you can leave this on the side and it will be fine. It won't. The stirring is a really important part of the process if you want to get really good results. Fantastic, so I've stirred this for 3 minutes and now we're ready to use it. Let's go. Before we start dipping, we need to take out our chocolate flakes for our decor. Top off, and just use a little plate. So we're going to be rolling our truffles into these scrummy little flakes. So we have our chocolate good to go. And one little tip here is that it's quite difficult if you've got a big bowl to actually dip your truffles. So use a tea towel and just put your bowl in an angle. It's much easier to dip your truffles from there. Now these are all good to go. Just organise yourself a little bit. I'm going to put these here, and I'm going to use a normal kitchen fork to dip them. So take a chocolate truffle and pop it into your chocolate. You don't have to fiddle around too much, just make sure it's completely covered and then give it a little tap. What you're doing there is you're making sure there's an even chocolate coating all around the truffle. And then just take a spoon and just cover up your chocolate truffle. Make sure that all the melted chocolate is covered in flakes, and then just take it out and lay it on your tray. There's the first one. You will get quicker. The first ones always take a little bit of time. Find your way, but you'll find that you'll just get into the flow of it, and it's just such good fun to do. Just take the bottom of that off and then just cover the chocolate truffle in flakes, just like so. Every now and then, if you find that your utensils get a little bit on the mucky side, then don't be worried to use just a little bit of kitchen roll just to wipe them and clean them. So I'm going to carry on with this, and I'll come back to you in a moment when we're nearly done. So in no time at all, I'm on my last 2 truffles. It really is great fun to do. Let's pop them in, and you can see we've had plenty of chocolate to dip it into, and there's a little bit left over, and you can set that, or you can just lick the bowl. Just use those final little flakes just to cover them up. I think they look pretty effective. There we are. And here's the final one. There we go. And then all you need to do is just pop those back into the fridge, and they'll be ready in about 15 minutes. And there we go. There's our beautiful single origin Madagascan truffles, and I think you'll agree they look so professional. They look delicious. Now, shelf life, they're going to last probably about 5 days. These do contain fresh creams, so you are going to have to store them in an airtight container within the fridge. Make sure no moisture can get to them, because they will spoil with anything from the fridge. And then just enjoy them. I hope you've enjoyed my video. Do tune in for more videos. Thank you. At Chocolate at Home, we've got a great range of chocolate making kits for all ages and all skill sets, and these range from the lovely single origin dark truffle kits to the beautiful canapes that will adorn any dining table, right through to the breakup bars, which are great fun, and then through to the children's range of lollipops as well. Don't worry, if you've got those reusable molds, you can go online as well, and you can order refill kits too, which I think is a great idea, a fantastic value, and it means you can reuse those molds. Personally, I'm really looking forward to the white chocolate, raspberry and biscuit one that we have here. So don't forget to go online and order lots more kits, refills at www.chocolatehome.co.uk, and you can order them for you, your friends and your loved ones. Have fun. I've been really good, and I've managed not to eat all of the chocolates that I've made with my Chocolate at Home kits, but I think you'll agree they look absolutely sensational and really professional too. We're always really keen to see what you've managed to produce in your own kitchen using our kits, so don't forget to go online and use our social media sites and show us what you've made. Get creative.